Got a couple of guests today that I want you to meet. One of them has a very desirable title. I want to make sure that I get this right. Eric Snells, CEO and Executive Director of Helping Hands for Freedom. My other guest has a title that nobody really wants. She's a Gold Star mom, Annette Hill. And Annette, this is a good news segment, but I want to start with your story, if you will, please.
I am the mother of Adam Hill Gibson, and I come to this as a kind of a dual role. I'm also a psychotherapist who specializes in trauma. My son, Adam, my only, he served 2 tours in Iraq. He was with the 172nd Stryker Brigade and served 2 tours and came back with the diagnosis of PTSD and was doing what a lot of young people do when they come back, and that is try to catch up with their peers, go to school, work, all of that. And like a lot of young people, not really wanting to get help from someone else. I want to do this on my own, mom, kind of thing. And many events happened to him in the last few weeks of his life. And like the epidemic going on, he was one of the 22 a day. And in a collision of events, in an impulsive moment, he took his life.
How has Helping Hands helped you?
On my first year, I went to the Gold Star Family Barbecue. It's an annual event all over the nation. It was held in a park in Scottsdale, and I went, and it was, you know, you're just trying to put one foot in front of another, and I felt like having had a catering business as one of my former careers, I thought I could do this a little better, you know, and I asked if I could host it in my backyard. And I'll be honest, selfishly, it was because it is in October. This is the anniversary month of my son's death. And I thought if I could do that, then maybe I would stay busy. And they agreed, and it's been in my yard for the last 6 years. And we do it better than anybody else in the nation, I think. It's a big deal.
Eric, besides barbecues, what other services are there from Helping Hands for Freedom?
We're a Phoenix-based 501c3 with a primary mission of serving the families being the big term, of the fallen, wounded, and deployed. Mostly with life needs, mortgages, rent payments, car payments, medical bills, utilities, etc. People in trouble, families in trouble economically, financially. The second thing we do is life enrichment events like Annette's Picnic, where we actually fund that, or hope people will help us fund that. And we get the Gold Star families together to kind of commune and have a day together and kind of tell the stories and understand they have similar backgrounds and they understand each other's issues as opposed to civilians, which frankly, until my son served 2 tours in Afghanistan, until he came back with PTSD, it was 4 letters to me. But he was suicidal. Fortunately for me, he did not take his life, but I was right there on the edge seeing what the trauma is like post-war. And that was in 2012 when he returned. So I became a board member at that point in time. And I really owned an agency with 2 other partners, and last February I took over this full time, mostly because of my son kind of showed me the way. And at my stage of life, I'm fortunate I could actually give back. So our big deal coming up to raise money to help fund these things is a concert on November 11th.
But the Freedom to Rock event sounds like a huge thing that I wouldn't necessarily want in my backyard, even though I'd love to have all those nice folks there. I mean, how can you possibly continue to do this on a backyard basis?
Oh, 2 separate things, yeah.
2 separate things.
Yeah.
I'm not that nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to clarify
Yeah. Freedom to Rock is at Lusso Fine Autos in Scottsdale, roughly Franklin Way and 101. And we have a benefactor who's generously brought in 2 cover bands, Bon Jovi and Journey, for $100 basically.
That's good music.
Oh yeah, it's 80s, baby, it's my time. And it's pretty much, you know, food and beverages are included, and all the money goes right to our bottom line, which is how we fund things like utilities, mortgage, parties, etc.
And when is it?
November 11th for Veterans Day, 7 to 11 at night. So
and how do I find out how I can be there and then perhaps some other time come over to your backyard?
HelpingHandsForFreedom.org. There's a banner across the top of the website. Hit it, takes you right to the ticket page.
And of course, as always, you automatically know that for any of the information that you need and want, especially for an event like this, that I hope you'll want to attend, then we're talking about AZTV.com. Before we have to go, have you come up as a professional in the field of psychotherapy with any reason why there are so many returning and wanting to go away?
I think that it's a complicated answer, but I think that, service members are trained with one mission. And I think that there's a stigma around the mental health piece of it. It is a normal reaction to an abnormal situation, and there's not education around that. As an adjunct to my work, I do go around and train police, fire, and military about that issue.
And I'd like to have you come back because it is a complicated answer. We'd love to have you come back.
Saturday
You can
is the
come back
event.
another time.
Saturday is the Gold Star Family Barbecue. You're welcome.
Your backyard.
Yes, sir. Okay.
There's a couple of reasons to stick around this weekend. This is Pat McMahon, and we'll be back in just a moment on the Arizona Daily Mix.